Hello there, in this video I want to tell you some things about Samia ricini. That's kind of a silk moss that actually comes from northeastern India and has spread over a big part of the world. And now, because it's a very interesting animal to produce silk, to produce edible insect protein, and has several advantages compared to Bombyx mori, the classic mulberry silk moss from China. One of the advantages is that the Erie silk moss, or Samia ricini, doesn't depend on only one food plant like the mulberry silk moss. Samia ricini can be held on a different kind of plants, from the cassava, from the regionals, the castor plant, to Ligustrum vulgare, that is especially interesting for subtropical countries like, for example, Switzerland, where nothing else can grow now in the temperatures around 0 degrees outside, except for Ligustrum vulgare, a bush that is evergreen and delivers the right material to grow the caterpillars of the Samia ricini. And this is a very interesting thing, because so you can rear them year round. Samia cynthia is another species that happens to grow wild in southern part of Europe. It's thought that it has invaded as a neobiont there and can exist there because the original plant, the castor plant, has spread as a neophyte all over the southern part of Europe. And with this plant also Samia cynthia came there. But the difference to Samia ricini is that cynthia needs a hibernation, so there is only 1 to 2 generations per year, and then you have to keep the eggs during the winter time, and in the spring then the eggs can hatch to caterpillars. Whereas Samia ricini is a tropical species that fulfills the life cycle in around 70 days. So that means we can have around 5 generations each year with this highly productive silk moss. Here I keep them in this cage. I don't know whether you can see it from there. I will show you a little bit more than from closer. Here is a female, just made it last night, with this male underneath here. You don't see it quite good now. Here's another female on another branch of this Ligustrum vulgare. I will show you now what I do with this fertilized female that I now try to put in another smaller cage just for the egg laying process. You don't have to feed the moths, because they don't have functioning mouth parts to suck up anything. They can't even drink things. So the main thing you should do is to pay attention that it's not too dry, so that they don't dry out too fast here. So first thing I do, I prepare this little box where I will put in one of these female moths to lay eggs. I have 2 different things that I want to present to her. First is the full feed plant of the caterpillars, it's Ligustrum vulgare, and then some of these wooden sticks that can be used also for the female to lay their eggs on them. And of course, before I put these sponges in here, I suck them up with water, so it gives this cage the right humidity. It cannot, so the moths cannot dry out. and it will be a good surrounding also for the plants, that they don't dry out too fast, because the adults, they only live between 5 to 8 days. Now this female here that I will put in this cage, it emerged 2 days ago. Last night she made it with the male underneath there, and now I try to give her the right surrounding to lay eggs here in that cage. It's not a problem if this stick look out over the top of the cage, because the female, they won't fly around a lot. Mostly the males fly around. The females, as soon as they are fertilized, they start producing their eggs, and that's why I put these wooden sticks into the wet sponges, and I put in a lot of them, so she can really choose which place, what plant she want to use for her egg laying. So now let's have a look what this nice female is doing. I will try very carefully to take her out. Let's have a look whether we see the male underneath also here. Now here you see this very nice, big and beautiful animal. I think they are still connected together after about 24 hours. If you look underneath the wing here, you can probably see that the male on this side and the female on this side, they are connected. I have to be careful so that I don't hurt them. They are connected here, and I already see some eggs here that she has laid just between them. And if you want, you can take them apart very carefully, so, because the mating process is now finished, and it is time for them to separate. If you don't want to do it, you just can leave them in here, and afterwards you can take out the male. So I will do that, so that they can stay here if they like to for another hour or two, until they separate from each other. So that's the thing I want to do. And if you look here, there's another female on this piece of wet paper. I also want to show it to you here. This female is also waiting for a male. I think there's another female or male down here in this box. I will leave them like that. Also, this female is not yet fertilized, so I put her back to the cage, and then we wait till a male comes close to them. And here the pair I put in the front of this other box, close it again. Important thing is, don't forget, always spray a lot of water, so that humidity is high, temperature also around 25 degrees. And the other thing is, you should present them the right quality of light, because the females you can motivate to lay eggs if you give them a real good light, like a sunlight and artificial. And I do it in this way, that I have two different kind of light bulbs here. One of them is a little bluish, it's like the natural daylight temperature, it's a cold light. And the other one is a yellowish light. Also, it's a halogen bulb in here, so it produces a lot of heat also. And if you present it from over the cage, it is good for the animals also to warm up if they are a little bit too cold. And this lamp is just to make also the ligustrum grow, and so this is a good mixture of light that you can present to them. And now that's it for the moment. We have just to wait until the female starts laying eggs, and in around 2 to 3 days everything is over. Mostly the females and the males, they die. For the males, it's said that they can fertilize between 2 and 3 females. Let's see whether this male can move to the other female to fertilize her in the next night. So we will come back in about 2 to 3 days to see whether the females have laid eggs now here. Thanks for watching.